Thank you very much once again. Let me take this opportunity to welcome you back at this one aristocratic channel. And this is MATRIC+NATED specialist. And hitting the subscription button and so that we are sharing to those who are concerned. And then today we are going to look and then we are going to anticipate in a geography grade 12. This is term 4 revision. One of the key factors that you can make as a favor to yourself, listen to this video up until to the end of the module and ensure that you are asking relevant questions in your future. And then take this chance carefully. And then here we are going to see the typical questions which may arise in the question paper. And then here we're talking about it can say question with a corresponding number. And then we've got to understand that this is a section A multiple choice question is. So we want to understand here the concept of the watershed. And then we are saying that is number C. We are saying the watershed is the high ground separating one drainage basin from another. So we are saying that the more tributaries, the more the drainage basin, and the more the flow of water will occur. And then if ever we are moving on again, we go to 1.1.2. So we want to know that we've got the varieties of drainage and trace patterns. Remember that concept, refer back to the previous module which we have in drainage pattern. It develops in number B. What is number B? We are saying it develops in the inclined strata, which are unequal, resistant to erosion in the areas where there are parallel fold of mountains. If ever there is an inequality that is resistant to rocks, we are saying the other side can be resistant too much than the other side, which lead to the areas on the parallel lines of the folders to be unequal. And when there is an unequal erosion, it means now the strata will not be formed in a way that it is equal on the sides. So that is number B. And then you are going to get your 2 marks. If ever we are moving on again in 1.1.3, we can see that a hydrograph for an even area has a shorter lag time. So when we're talking about shorter lag time, we talk about the time that it takes to peak its river. And then we are seeing a higher flood peak because of there is a more runoff, number A, and there's a less infiltration in urban areas. Remember that in urban areas, the infiltration will be less because of the density of the things that they used to build, because of the tar roads, which will promote or which will suppress the infiltration process not to occur. Remember that where there is more runoff, it means there will be less infiltration. When there is a less runoff, there is a more infiltration. So that is what a concept that we need to understand. Then get your 2 marks. If ever we are moving on again, we can see that we are in 1.1.4. And then in this instance, we are asked that a river capture can be caused by, and that the causing of the river capture. A river capture, it is how the river acquires its water into the tributaries and to the main channel. So we are saying this is caused by number D, an increased head wash erosion due to deeper gradient or to the large volume where there is an inward erosion due to a deeper gradient, there will be a river capture. So it means that the river capture will be promoted there. All right. If ever we are moving on again, we can see that in 1.1.5, and then in this instance, we are asked to say a river has a graded profile. Refer back to the previous module where we were talking about the graded and ungraded profile. We are saying the river has graded profile when there is number C, an equilibrium has been achieved due to a balanced erosion, transportation, and deposition. So remember that on a graded profile, we are saying that there is an equality of an equilibrium point, and this is achieved, or it is done by the equal erosion that is taking place. When there is erosion, there must be a transportation that must occur, and this transportation will lead to the deposition of unwanted stones or unwanted particles. They will be deposited, and then get your 10 marks. If we are moving on again, you can see that we go to 1.2. Here we are given a statement to say, carefully study the following flowchart model of the fluvial runoff which flows. Define these fluvial terms. So how do we define these fluvial terms? Number one, we have infiltration, and infiltration is the movement of water through the soil to the ground. So it's the movement of water through the soil. That is what? That is infiltration. Number B, we talk of the stream discharge. That is a quality of water in the river. Remember that we've got acidic water and then we've got lame water. So the quality of water, it is a stream discharge. What the stream is giving out, the weight discharge. And then we've got now the base flow. We are saying the base flow, it is when water entering the channel from the ground. That is the base now flow. All right. And then that is the now the concept that we need to understand very carefully, and then we need to ensure that we are understanding it without any failure. Okay, and then if ever, and now we are moving on again, question and that it would give us the clear invitation of what it is or asked. Okay, and then these are the concepts that we're talking about. The infiltration is the movement of water through the soil into the ground. And then the stream discharge here, we are saying that that is the quality of water flowing to the river. You get your 2 marks. And then the base flow, it is now the flow of water entering the stream channels from the groundwater. Then you get your 6 marks. That is what I wanted to show you. Right. And then if ever we are moving on again, can be asked in the examination. And therefore, we are in 1.1.2 and 1.2.3. And in 1.2.2, they say now, explain how the widespread soil, it is where the water now, it is catched from the mouth and it will go to the what? To the main channel. That is the what? Is a catchment area of the river, where the river catches its own water, in simple terms, where the river catches the water, or it captures the water of the river system. And then we are saying that of this river system would be influenced by the what? By the runoff. So we are saying the more the runoff is, the more the catchment would be. And then that is for 4 marks. And then we are asked again to say down, explain how the wind-spread soil erosion in the catchment area of this river system would influence the surface runoff for 4 marks. All right. Discuss now the answers pertaining to this. There we are in 1 point. Okay. And then we can see that to say the wind-spread soil erosion would increase the surface runoff. Because of what? Because of this erosion, there will be more runoff. There would be less vegetation, which aids infiltration, and ground would be bare, favoring runoff, which in turn would increase the soil erosion. Remember that the more the water is, the more there will be soil erosion. There would be a more slit in the runoff. You get now your 4 marks. I hope that one is very, very, very clear for you. And then if ever now we are moving on again, you can see that we are having some other question that we can cheat, that we are doing the typical question. And then we are in 1.2.3 in this instant. And then we can see that, let us go to the question. We can see that it says, during drought period with water restrictions. Remember that when drought occurs, we are saying that there is no water, or there is less now rain. Water. Many residents sink boreholes to obtain water. So what is a borehole? When we dig to obtain water, that is a borehole. And then they predict the long-term impact of the borehole into the base flow and ultimately the stream discharge of 4 marks. All right. And then remember that you need to write this very clearly so that the marker can see what you have wrote so clearly. Okay. And then we are in 1.2.3. And then we are saying boreholes pumps water up from the ground. They pump the what? The water up to the ground, under the ground. If this removal of water increased, there would be less base flow and ultimately less stream to discharge. That is for now the 4 marks. Then you are getting the 4 marks that you are in need of. All right. And then a process of the landform. And then we are saying that here there would be a precipitation from the rain, and this precipitation will go to the interception to the storages. They will be stored, and then how they can be stored due to the runoff, and there will be infiltration. Some of the water will be infiltrated, and some of the other water will be evapotranspiration will also take place. They would go back now to the surface. And then we are saying the one that is infiltrated now would go to the subs, and the other one would be deep into the percolation. And then we are saying under the surface, under the ground, they would go in the subsurface the stem flow. And then we are saying the other one would return in number 4 to the floor, and the other one would be delayed due to the other factors that can arise due to the type of soil, and then there would be underground flow of water. This will ensure that there is a direct runoff. There is a direct runoff when the water it is not captured into the stream. That is a runoff, and there will be a base, a flow that will be there. And the other water will be surfaced or suppressed to go to the stream of the discharge. That is now for 6 marks. And then you need to understand the sketch before we can go to the questions. Okay, and now we can see that here we are given typical landforms. Typical landforms, they are given here. And then they say, carefully study the following diagrams before and after of the models of the landscape development before answering the question. The beauty, and then this is a typical landform. And then after that has occurred, this is this particular landform that we need to understand. And then we are having identified the landform labeled A, B, and C. Where is A, where is B, and where is C? This is number A, I'm ticking it. This is number B. I also want to tick it so that we can see properly. And then this is number C. So I've ticked those. So they say the question, we need to identify the landforms labeled A, B, and C. All right. And then we are saying that A is a mesa, B is a butte, and C is a plain or the plain or the pediment. Mesa, butte, and the plain. Okay. And then we are saying this one, it is a mesa due to the density of the structure. This number 2 is butte. You can see that it is very steep and narrow. And then number C, this is a plain because of it is very flat surface. So we are saying that is the concept that we need to understand there. All right. And then if ever we are moving on, we are in 1.2.5. It says, use the diagram as a guide to discuss how the landscape developed. Is for 8 marks. 1.2.5. How did this landscape develop? Number 1, this landscape is an example of a landscape that is influenced by the horizontal strata. So when we are talking about a horizontal and vertical strata, this is the strata that we are talking about, a vertical and horizontal. You can see that it has developed under these 2 concepts of vertical and the horizontal development. And then number 2, we are saying that the horizontal layers of the resistant rock, an example, the dotellerite, the basalt, they are protected. The soft layers, and example, the sandstone. So they are layers which protect the sandstone, which they are soft layers. And then these rock layers also caused the landforms to develop. The landforms cape evolved in the millions of years by the rivers wearing down at the continuous erosion. And then that you get for 10 marks. And then if ever we are moving on, 1.2.6, study the diagram on the following page that shows the river capture of the Tano by the Volta in Ghana of the Northwest. So we are saying that there we are going to ensure that we are answering that question on the next section. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you are well, and good luck in your examination. More of the work will be posted. Thank you. Have a good day.